Mr. Brandon Kirk with Planet Duct.
Good morning, thank you. So, yeah, I'm Brandon Kirk with Hydro Clean and Planet Duct, and my journey has been long, and it has been hard, and it has had high highs, it has had low lows. We've had great victories, and we have had crippling depression. So, I'll just say that being a business owner is not for the weak. Okay, so I've been in sales since I was very young. Since I was a kid, I mean, everything from selling greeting cards as a kid, doing being a Boy Scout, selling Scoutorama tickets, selling, 5,000 one year, 8,000 the next year, more than anyone else in the whole city. I mean, I had backpacks and I had flashlights and I everything in the Scout catalog I had 3 of, because I sold so much, and I love selling. I got into high school and I got into DECA, Distributive Education Clubs of America. It was all about marketing, and it was all about basically being in business, and that was huge for me. I was like, yeah, this is my jam, and I loved it. Probably the best part of high school. Later on, I got into sales. I got into wireless sales. I did that for 10 years. I sold thousands of cell phones and pagers. Motorola brick phones and the bag phones and the installed ones in your car and the flip phones when they first came out. I did that for 10 years, and I was crushing it. And we were in Las Vegas, Nevada at the time. And this was 2001, and most of my income was based on commission. The problem is it was 2001, and the planes hit. 9/11 happened. Las Vegas shut down. Nobody was buying anything, and we lost everything. I ended up homeless, bankrupt, and unemployed with a wife and 2 kids, and that was hard. But we clawed back. We fought. I moved back to Colorado. I started a business out here with my brother. He still runs it. I've turned that over to him, and that was Colorado Handgun Safety. And I taught for 11 years, standing up, teaching people about firearm safety and concealed carry and all that. I trained 25,000 students in 11 years. It was a lot. And I did all the marketing and the networking and the updating the web page and all the SEO I did on my own. And then eventually I turned that company over to my brother, and at the time I was going to school, finished my degree in project management, and I bought Hydro Clean from a friend of mine, Vince, who now owns Little Red Wagon Moving. He had that company he'd bought from his brother John. He weren't really doing much with it. They sold it to me, and we have just exploded. Started with 1 van, one truck-mounted system, and now we have 4 plus another one ready to be installed soon. And then we started our air duct cleaning business, which is our other division, and that is actually, we're blowing through milestones faster than we ever did with our previous business. And I think the greatest part about it is being able to mentor other business owners. We do that a lot. I get people come into my office, and some of them are competitors. I don't care. I've got a couple of my employees that have gone off, and now they run their own carpet cleaning business, and anytime they need help, they can come see me, and they do. We all help each other. There's enough business in this community for everybody, and when you deal from an abundance mindset, you don't really have competitors. Okay? So that's kind of where I'm at. I think the greatest thing has been the networking, the building lifelong friendships as a business owner, and being able to help other people. I mean, if you're gonna have a business and you can bless other people with it, and you can change lives with it, then I think that's the greatest thing there is. Otherwise, why have a business? All right. Going on from there, go back to my notes, because I've been obsessing over these. And one of the things that I discovered, especially in the service industries, like Maria Mariah knows, when you have a business, you need to be able to get off the truck, not be doing the work yourself. You have to get to the point where you're working on your business, not in your business, so that you can have exponential growth. And that's where we're at. And that's helped me grow. It's helped me be able to mentor other business owners. And I do mentor other business owners, but I also have my mentors, because I recognize that business owners, we need to have other people tell us where our blind spots are, because we can't see them. So that's part of my journey. And
we're open for questions. So
questions.
So
Yes.
someone that knows you pretty well, you're a pretty tenacious person. Where does that come from? Where does that fire come from?
It comes from a couple places. One is I realize how short life on this marble is. That we can be gone tomorrow. We need to maximize every opportunity that we have. There's so many business owners that I've known in this town that are now gone. And they're alive one day, they're gone the next, and we need to maximize that. I learned my work ethic very early. I was raised by United States Marines, 2 of them, okay? 2 of them, Mustangs, which means they were enlisted and then became officers. People who had gone from being a high school graduate, that's all they had, joined the Marine Corps as enlisted, worked their way up, went OCS. Both my dad and stepdad both got out. My dad was a lieutenant colonel by the time he got out of the Marine Corps with a double master's degree. Okay, guy who had, and all he had was a high school education when he went in, no college. He wasn't a ring knocker. Same thing with my stepdad. Okay, 25 years in the Corps, 2 master's degrees. You know, they were exceptional, and that's where I learned my work ethic. Yes.
With all the businesses that you have ran or been a part of, what has kind of been some of the secret sauce or contributed to the success of this particular business for you?
Ooh. Okay. Well, I think the secret sauce now is I've made enough mistakes that I'm not repeating them anymore.
Amen.
You make mistakes and it's like, oh, you want to beat yourself up for it. No, that was a stepping stone. I didn't lose, I learned. Okay? You make enough mistakes, you stop doing them, you become more successful. And you can work your way faster and scale a business much faster once you've learned what pitfalls to avoid. And I think that's what's done it for us. Frank.
Brandon, I know that, well, in total transparency, I know because I work with you, but over $1 million company, scaling rapidly, and I'm really, really proud of you in that and how you're scaling the business. Why don't you help people understand what scale looks like for you particularly and for us generally, and how that affects the business as you're scaling up?
Okay, yes. So scaling, I mean, we started off 1 van, 1 truck, me and my son cleaning carpet in 2011. We made $89,000 that year. Next year, we got better and better. We added more trucks. And as we went, we got more trucks, we got more employees. I got a chance to get out and actually meet people to gain more business. And we went from 89, I've got the numbers, 126 the next year, 226,000 next year. Then we went with 350, 400 and something the next year. 2018, we hit just carpet cleaning, $931,000. 2019 was our first $1 million year, $1,074,000. Even with COVID and adding the new air duct cleaning in, we hit $1,295,000 last year. So that's how we scaled. We just kept building relationships in the community so that we could continue to to get bigger and bigger and expand. Now, one thing my first business coach taught me was this: revenue goals are important, but they're not real. Revenue is ego. Profit is reality.
Yes.
And cash is king. Okay? Yes?
So what are your core values that set you apart from other cleaning organizations?
My main core values come from honesty, integrity, responsibility, self-reliance. Accountability is huge. And the belief that whatever you allow determines your culture. What you allow in your company will determine where you're going to go and how you're going to be seen, and whether or not you're going to grow or you're going to go under. So, when it's time to make hard decisions, this person doesn't belong in my organization. It's because I understand I cannot allow that. That will damage my culture. And that's how I make the hard decisions. Danielle.
I'd like to talk about Planet Duct, because that's when I first met you, is right when you had started that business, and what that looks like over the past 2 years now, almost 3.
Well, Planet Duct has been amazing. I've been wanting to do air duct cleaning for years, but I wanted to do it the right way and use the proper equipment with the proper training, because there's a lot of companies out there that do their little version of air duct cleaning, where they're trying to use carpet cleaning equipment with cheap attachments to do it. And I know that's a ripoff, and it doesn't really work. So Planet Duct, for me to do this, I'm like, I have to do this right. I flew out to Michigan. I trained with another company. I got on their trucks with their teams for a week and actually did the work with them. So I understood everything about it. Got my certifications shortly after that. But while I was there, I also spent time with their operations people. And I listened to what they were doing and how they did their pricing and how they did their bidding and everything else. And then came out here and started. Now that company is the best air duct cleaning company in the country. They've got 9 trucks. That's pretty awesome. But I've got 3 in 2 years. And I've got a third one on the way in the next 3 weeks coming down from Canada. No, actually number 4. So I'm gonna scale this huge. I'm gonna hit $5 million in the next 3 years.
Nice.
And we're gonna expand into Denver. And we're going to be the #1 air duct cleaning company in the state of Colorado. Brianna.
All right, Brandon, I'm just gonna put it out there. You are one of my favorite clients. Like, I always enjoy working with you, and I just love your employment leadership philosophy and how you have built this team. Can you share with this group on just how you've built this team and you as a leader and leading your team? What's your philosophy behind it?
Well, the team building is hard. That's the real grind of the business, is trying to find the right people to put in your organization, and then to weed out those who don't belong there, and then to instill in them the values that you want projected from your company. Because we've got a lot of people that are millennials. We've got a lot of people that are whatever gen we're on now. Z, whatever. I can't keep track of them. I mean, there's some difficulties with that. Like, many of them can't drive a stick shift. Okay, and we have stick shifts. Okay, but we run into that kind of stuff. So it's all about working with them, mentoring them, and then showing them that, the company is there for them as well. So we do everything that we can to help them out. We teach them how to improve their credit. We teach them how to buy their first home. I've got a big box truck. They get to use it when they move. Give as many benefits as we can to them. Let them know they're appreciated, and just try to, get them to understand the importance of them delivering the best service consistently, doing things in a way that reflect good on the company. Because if the company were to disappear, they'd have no job. Well, neither would I. But I guess the main thing is just trying to pour into them as much as I can, and I'm looking for the best people who want to grow and help me build this empire.
Let's talk about marketing for a minute here. You've got some very creative and unique marketing strategies. What have you found that have worked the best for you as far as, you know, sharing that with the entrepreneurs in the room?
One thing is I'm very big into SEO. I'm very big into websites and getting reviews. Reviews are huge. If you're not concentrating on reviews, that's kind of not good. Your Google My Business page is your single greatest asset next to your website, and actually probably it's better than your website if you know how to use it properly. There's that. The other big thing that we do is strategic partnerships. We work with other companies. So we've got a lot of HVAC companies out there, and they don't do air duct cleaning, or if they do it, they're not doing it right. And we partner with those companies to try to come in and work alongside them. Restoration companies, they're doing a mold damage job or something like that, or water damage. Well, a lot of them completely ignore the air ducts, but that's part of the job. So now we partner with them. Cleaning companies, we partner with cleaning companies. It's like, well, if you want to offer a whole package of cleaning, not just, okay, you're going to do this and, you know, you can refer us for the carpet, but we try to build in some packages that work where the customer gets a better deal if they're combining things. They're cleaning, carpet cleaning, air duct cleaning, all into one thing. So strategic partnerships with basically complementary business has been absolutely huge for us. That and paying attention to your SEO and your reviews are huge. Danielle.
What's been one book that you would recommend for every entrepreneur to read and that has been insightful for you?
Ooh, okay. So one book.
Or multiple books.
Okay. I start every conversation off with Rich Dad, Poor Dad.
Amen.
That is the foundation. Okay. I like stuff by Dave Ramsey. Okay. Love Dave Ramsey. Guys, I'm debt free. Okay.
Nice.
All right. I love that. So Dave Ramsey is huge. Financial Peace University is huge. Anything Kiyosaki writes is good. And then on the other side, like blogs and stuff, I listen to Gary Vaynerchuk. Love him. Okay.
Gary Vee.
Yeah, Gary Vee is awesome. Very motivational. And then Frank Sinclair.
Nice shout out.
Yeah, he's meant a lot to us. He's really taken us to another level.
We're gonna fight over
Go ahead.
it. What piece of advice would you give to entrepreneurs in the room to overcome that struggle that they may be going through right now? Just as far as the ups and downs that you've had, what piece of advice would you give them when they're going through some hardships to say, hey, look, you know, there's a brighter future, keep pushing forward? What's something that you would tell them?
Reach out to other people. Reach out to mentors. Reach out to other people in your industry. Call people in your industry in other states who will be willing to talk to you when your local competitors won't, and ask them how to get by. That's big. I've got people who call me from the other side of the country and ask me questions, and I'm like, yeah, I have no problem telling you that you're not my local competitor, you know. So, and well, I kind of help some of my local guys anyway, depending on who they are. But yeah, reach out, gather more information, and basically, things get tough. You better grind. You better grind and until you make it, and don't give up. I mean that's the hard part of it. Rana.
So along the same lines as Brandy's question, I'll take it from a different angle. That homeless guy on the street with a family, what would you tell him today?
Good question.
Ooh. Well, you create your own destiny. You have got to pull yourself up. You've got to want it. Nobody can rescue you except for you. That's pretty much it. You've got to grind, and you've got to hustle, and you've got to believe in yourself. That's pretty much it.
All right, guys, we have one of the best businessmen in our community on the stage. You have questions on your table. I'm pulling up teacher voice. Pick it up and ask questions.
We're gonna act like students.
Okay, actually, in the back there?
All right, Brandon, you said what you tolerate becomes your culture. What's been one of the hardest choices you've had to make in your culture that you've had to make to enable your culture to move forward and grow?
I had to fire our absolute best producer. He was bringing in a lot of money. He was doing very well, but he was cheating his fellow employees. And I said, I know. I mean, this kid was bringing in extra sales, at least $7,000 a month in additional revenue. At that times 12 months, that's a lot of money. And he was doing that all on his own. But then he was when he had a helper go with him, he was cheating them out of their commission. And we won't put up with that. Because I worked in sales, and I had somebody threaten to do that to me when I was in sales. In fact, I was 100% commission at that time. And man, we were poor. And I remember how that felt. And cheating people out of their commission or their tips just doesn't fly. So yeah, it was like, I'm like, sticking to the core values. He's gone.
Good for you.
Yeah. And the rest of the team goes, wow, he just got rid of the best sales guy in here because he was trying to cheat everyone else, and they know I've got their back. So I think there was someone in the back.
What are some of the personal sacrifices you've made for business, and what are some of the personal things that you're not willing to sacrifice for business?
Nice.
Ooh.
Question.
Okay, sacrifices. Yeah, personal sacrifices I've made for the business. A lot. Luckily, I've got a great wife at home, and she is able to handle things on the home front. But yeah, there's been times I've either been out of town or I've been in the middle of something where I couldn't leave, and she's had to take on incredibly hard things, and me not being there during those times, that was a sacrifice. And she's a strong woman to be able to take care of that stuff so that I can do what I do. Things I won't sacrifice. I'm not sacrificing my integrity for anybody. I mean, I am what you see. I'm an open book. I have zero secrets. I'm gonna show up, and when you see me, you're gonna know exactly where you stand with me. I'm authentic. That I will not sacrifice.
So I know that there's programs and high schools and stuff here in town that do vocational training. Have you considered reaching out to some of them to have interns or apprentices, so that you can actually, get back into the community and raise up some good employees as well?
We reached out to a few. We definitely like to work, especially with people who have an HVAC background. So we've talked to the people over at Intellitech. I am going to be talking also with Diego Lujan at Alpha Elite Plumbing, who is opening a trade school here. Woo! Okay, which is great. I love trade schools. Diego's awesome. Going to be talking to him. There's also some alternative high schools in this town. I think it's East Lake High School, and we're going to need to be talking to them as well. I've actually been to their school and talked to them before, and we're going to be revisiting that with them again. But yeah, we definitely want to reach out, and actually we're hiring. So.
Alrighty, who would like to ask the super secret special question that we all know and love? Don't be shy. Somebody in the back. I will call on you. Gentleman in the orange shirt, I know, I can't remember your name, but I'm calling on you.
What can we do as a community to help you out as entrepreneurs and as business people?
Okay, what can you do to support us in the business community? All right, well, relationships are everything. Relationships and connections, and we need to be in front of people, specifically people who are the decision makers, especially when it comes to like commercial HVAC, property managers, realtors, and people who are facilities managers of large buildings, because there's no building in this town that we can't handle that job. And we've done huge, massive jobs in large buildings. That's who we'd like to get in front of. So if you've got connections and you hear that, hey, I hear somebody asking about air duct cleaning or carpet cleaning, we would love to talk to those people. We'd love to be referred to them and see if there's a way we can help.
I am so excited to get to give him this cup. Finally, right, from that. So thank you so much for presenting. Awesome.